starts off referencing the subject you both discussed, which is jobs, but it goes to some different areas slightly. So here it is. How can 16.5% unemployment in Horry County and 25% plus underemployment in Horry County be specifically addressed? And this is related to the following. What is Horry County's total debt? Please provide specifics on how you might reduce and eliminate the county's debt and ensure a balanced budget. And finally, the citizens have asked for zero-based budgeting. Do you support zero-based budgeting?
If I could have submitted a question, the last one would have been the one. I want you to listen closely to what Mr. Rice and I answer our questions tonight. Mr. Rice's solution to every question or every problem is larger government. I disagree with that totally. Our solution to better government is smaller government. We currently have about $454 million of debt in the county, and that's across the board. $330 million of that is Ride 1 that's being paid by a hospitality tax, and that debt is dropped from about $460 million down to that amount. When you take out the recreation debt, when you take out the airport debt, you end up with about $114 million that we're paying out of general revenue. We're doing that, by the way, extraordinarily well. Mrs. Wright has reduced our interest rates. Some of the money that we have borrowed, we're paying like 2.34%. I think that's extraordinary bang for the buck. Since I've been on council, we have not increased debt. And matter of fact, because we've been able to lower our payments this year as opposed to last year, our cash flow into debt management has gone down. I do think, though, that is a prime example of where that helps jobs. If you'll watch County Council next Tuesday, we're going to announce that we're ready to build the airport. We have the money to do all of that, and that will put over 330 people to work in our community with about a $90 million direct influence on salaries alone. The biggest problem we have is we don't do zero-based budgeting, we do revenue-based budgeting. They sit down at the start of every year and say, this is the amount of revenue we have, so this is what we're going to do. What you need to do is set service levels. Some of us have talked about that. In the federal government, we did zero-based budgeting all the time. I've done that for years. You set objectives. During the time I've been on council, we've only one time at my insistence rated the administrator. How can you set standards if you don't hold anybody to those? Everybody else in the county gets a rating. But I would argue if you zero-based budget, you set service levels, then you can measure success. You get so much bang for the buck, and as I look around in this audience, 911 is important. You want an ambulance, a policeman, and a fireman there. But I would argue we can say what the service level is, say it's 11-minute response time. If you need to cut the budget, it goes to 12 minutes. If you want to add more money, you can put it to 10 minutes. That's the way you do zero-based budgeting. Thank you.